Join me as I take on the challenge of staying fully present for an entire day. No distractions, just staying in the present moment, which is called mindfulness. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. We're constantly bombarded with notifications, social media, and endless tasks, making it challenging to stay focused. But what if I told you that your biggest challenge isn't meeting those deadlines or getting likes on your latest post? It's actually something much more subtle, yet incredibly powerful: being unmindful. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, without judgment or distraction. It's about paying attention to your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without getting caught up in them. And trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds. In fact, being unmindful can have serious consequences, from decreased productivity to increased stress and anxiety. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, I want to share a personal story that illustrates just how much of a struggle being unmindful can be. I remember a time when I was trying to get some work done, but I found myself constantly checking my phone, scrolling through social media, and getting sidetracked by every little thing. It was like my brain was hardwired to seek out distractions, and before I knew it, hours had passed, and I'd accomplished nothing. I'd always thought of myself as a fairly focused person, but in that moment, I realized that I was just as guilty of being unmindful as anyone else, and that realization was both humbling and empowering. I knew I had to make a change, and that's when my mindfulness journey began. One of the first mindfulness techniques I tried was meditation. I downloaded an app, found a quiet spot, and committed to meditating for 10 minutes a day. And let me tell you, those first few sessions were brutal. My mind would wander off after just a few seconds, and I'd find myself thinking about everything from my to-do list to what I was going to eat for lunch. But I persisted, and slowly but surely, I started to notice changes. I felt more calm, more centered, and more in control. Another technique I tried was mindful walking. Instead of walking to get from point A to point B, I focused on the sensation of my feet touching the ground, the sounds around me, and the sensation of the air on my skin. It was amazing how much more present I felt, and how much more I noticed about the world around me. I also tried journaling, which helped me process my thoughts and emotions and gain a deeper understanding of myself. And I practiced deep breathing exercises, which helped me stay calm in stressful situations. But one of the most powerful mindfulness techniques I've tried is simply paying attention to my senses. I'll take a few moments to focus on the sensation of the air on my skin, the sounds around me, or the sensation of my feet touching the ground. It's amazing how much more grounded and present I feel when I do this. Of course, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. One of the biggest challenges I faced was dealing with distractions. Whether it was my phone, social media, or just plain old habit, I found myself constantly getting sidetracked, and setbacks were inevitable. There were days when I just couldn't seem to focus no matter how hard I tried, but the biggest challenge of all was overcoming my own self-doubt. There were times when I felt like I just wasn't cut out for this mindfulness thing, that I was too easily distracted, or that I just didn't have the discipline to stick with it. But I knew that was just my ego talking, trying to keep me stuck in my old patterns. And then something shifted. I had a moment of intense realization, a moment when everything clicked into place, and I saw the world in a completely new light. It was as if I'd been living in black and white, and suddenly, everything was in vivid color. I realized that being mindful wasn't about achieving some kind of mystical state. It was about being fully awake, fully engaged, and fully alive. That moment changed everything for me. It gave me the courage to keep pushing forward, to keep practicing, and to keep exploring the depths of my own mind. And the results have been nothing short of astonishing. I've become more productive, more focused, and more at peace. So, what can you take away from my journey? First and foremost, being mindful is a choice. It's a choice to show up, to be present, and to engage fully with the world around you. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Second, mindfulness is a practice, not a perfect science. You'll have setbacks, you'll have distractions, but that's okay. The key is to keep showing up, to keep practicing, and to keep pushing forward. And finally, mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. It's not about achieving some kind of mystical state or reaching a certain level of enlightenment. It's about embracing the present moment, just as it is, and finding peace and freedom in that. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take the next 24 hours to commit to being fully present, fully mindful, and fully engaged. Put away your phone, turn off the TV, and show up to your life. You never know what you might discover. And if you're feeling brave, share your own mindfulness challenges in the comments below. What do you struggle with? What techniques have you tried? Let's support each other on this journey towards greater awareness and greater freedom. Finally, if you're looking for more mindfulness tips and techniques, be sure to check out my next video or audiobook, where I'll be sharing even more insights and strategies for staying present in a fast-paced world. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified of my next video.